So at the start of the semester, right around the corner, I've been highlighting a few of the tools in As You Learn that I think can aid you in some of the decision making about course design going forward. And the tool that I want to talk about for just a moment is the activity reports inside of the reports menu in As You Learn. And this is going to be useful if you're wondering how often these resources are being accessed and activities are being accessed by your students. It's not the deep dive into analytics that you can do with the logs, but it just gives you a quick snapshot of how many views these resources have and by how many users. And for me, this can be helpful because if I'm going back to a past section, I can look at how well these resources I'm making available to students are being utilized, and allows me to make the decision on either removing them if they're not really being used that often, or if their students aren't finding them helpful, or maybe even making a better case for why they are necessary in the course. So the way I'm going to access these reports, I'm going to come up here to this gear menu in the top right hand corner, and I'm going to come all the way down to the bottom for the more gear. And then in course administration, I'm going to look in the report section, and the middle of this report section is the activity report. And this is going to really list every single activity and resource I have in the course. And this middle column is giving me the number of views by the number of users. So a lot of these, if they're quizzes or discussion boards or the syllabus, you ought to have a pretty large number of views, and you ought to see a lot of the users accessing them. But what I'm looking for is when I come down here and I see some that really maybe aren't being utilized, aren't being accessed. This What is Media Literacy link. I had two of the students access it 4 times. So this is what I mentioned a moment ago. I might just need to reassess. Do I need to have this in the course? And if not, remove it. If so, I probably need to make a better case for why I want students to access this. But the ones I'm looking for are the ones that have fewer views and not being accessed by many students in the course. And I think, again, this can be an aid as you're designing and trying to determine what you want to include in your course for the semester.